On the inside, I'm dying. I feel this pain, and it's hard because on the outside, I look completely normal. At this point, I'm willing to do anything to get better. I just want my life back. I ran cross country and track throughout middle school. Then high school came and I stuck with it. I always had tremendous amounts of energy. Symptoms started stirring probably in 2005. Things took a turn for the worse in 2006. The very first symptom was my bladder issues. So not only was my bladder, it started to becoming much more of a bigger issue as time went on. I was showing up to my doctor's office, calling her. After being on antibiotics for 5 days a week, I was still tipping a 10 on a pain scale. And I went to doctor after doctor, test after test. Not one single person brought up Lyme disease. There was a long list of things that my primary diagnosed me with. Just to name some of them was carpal tunnel syndrome. I had arthritis in multiple sites. I had tennis elbow in both arms. I had inflammation of my tendons and joints, and you name it, basically my primary said I had. At the time I was desperate, so I went on a medication that had many side effects, but I thought, let me go ahead and take this medication and see how well it works. I think I was on it for 2 years, and it did cause side effects. It did help, but after so much time of putting a Band-Aid on something, it just got worse. I found myself in the ER. I was urinating blood at one point. So over time, I started to get achy on a daily basis. I started to get the flu that just wouldn't go away. Some days I would have 2 doctor's appointments, some days I would have 3. I think a lot of the time when I did hold everything in, I didn't want to come across as being weak. It's so hard to talk about sometimes because it takes me back. God, what a journey. It's like a joke, to be put through hell and back. This is the hard part. As the years went by and my body just continued to fall apart and fail me, I became very depressed. I felt alone. I felt like I shouldn't share with anybody what I was feeling. I finally worked up enough courage to go to support groups. It was a relief to talk to other people that had similar issues as me. I met this lady there that lived 5 minutes from my house, and she's the one that brought up Lyme disease. It's just so scary to think where I would be if she didn't come into my life and bring up the Lyme disease conversation. I don't know if I would be here today. I just couldn't fathom going back into work and continuing pushing myself. Like, I would go into work and people towards the end, I remember the last several weeks of work, people would look at me and be like, "Are you okay?" I couldn't hide the pain anymore. They could see it. I just hit a breaking point and realized I need to focus on me if I want to get better. I'm going downhill. I'm going the wrong direction with my health. So that's when I decided. It was very hard, but in 2013 is when I decided, all right, I'm going to take medical leave from work. I don't even know where to begin. It's like, I don't want to do this. It's, in a way you look at it as I'm a failure. I don't know why I'm so hard on myself, but I am. But, your body forces you to go that route. When I was diagnosed it was October 2014 when I was diagnosed. I've probably have gone 10 years having it in my system. It's had 10 years to thrive in my body, to go through every tissue and muscle, and I know there's others out there that are suffering just like me, so let's not keep quiet about it. I want to be able to help people, prevent people from going down the journey I went through. It shouldn't take 10 years to be properly diagnosed and then spend another 10 years just trying to get your life back. So you can have Lyme disease. When you get bit by a tick, it can carry multiple viruses, multiple bacteria. So it can transmit not only Lyme disease, but it can transmit these co-infections, which for me, I have Bartonella, anaplasmosis, and the latest one is Babesia. If you catch Lyme disease early, you can treat it with antibiotics, but for me, I'm always going to have this bacteria in my body. If I continue treating Lyme and get into remission, I believe everything else will go away. That's what I'm hoping and praying for. My insurance would not cover any of the IV treatments. They were $175 per day. My family put together a GoFundMe page, and I was completely shocked how many people were so kind and generous and donated money. I want people to imagine my story is their sister or their brother or their mom or their dad or their aunt or their uncle. Put yourself in my shoes. If it was a relative, would you donate money? So I know now to take it easy and don't overdo things, rest as much as possible, focus on my treatments, and I will get better, hopefully.